It's an opening night of oxymorons. We lost, but we feel good about our superstar on the Nets side. The Knicks are still trash, but I've got a lot of positive things to say about the young dudes. First night of basketball recap. Had a couple of issues, but let's do it. It's the New York City basketball centric front office podcast. I'm Yves Darbouze, your non-basketball expert, here to regale you with the best fan analysis of what happened last night. Our opening night was last night. Knicks, Nets, New York City. Are you entertained? I was so angry last night. Well, and we'll talk about that a little later. We had my boy Bam Bam Big and O's give expert analysis, but unfortunately, our 50% of the show we recorded had technical difficulties, and Bam was amazing. Like, geez, like we'll be doing that again for sure. But it's opening night. We got a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk Knicks after this. I'm just gonna give my quick, back rundown on the Nets. Bam gave some really great information, and I promise to have him back. Like, he's not just an asshole on Twitter. He's a pretty smart dude, businessman. I've smoked the joint with him, so that's my people right now. So a great guy from Long Island, Nets fan from the start, from the cradle. And his dad is probably the best Nets fan I've ever heard of. So that segment will be available for your downloading podcasting pleasure. But anyway, I want to talk about the Nets, right? And what I saw last night. Kyrie is going into the peak of his powers. Like, I don't know if he really, like, watching the game, it just was like, he doesn't know this offense yet. He doesn't know how to get his teammates, set up. And that, to me, that's what was the great part about D'Lo. D'Lo would get other people going, and he had great court vision. But Kyrie, he's just that magnanimous, that he's just that irresistible in terms of when he wants to do something with the ball that everybody else really don't matter. I'm a team ball guy. You can't win with one guy, and that was evident. But the takeaway every single Net fan had to have last night watching Kyrie, give them 50 points, is that, one, we have a player at any given time, 50 in your grill. Any given time. He has that in his bag, and he's just getting comfortable. I'm dying to see what he's going to do the next time. Like, you see I think what the reason why Kyrie didn't get along with those cats in Boston, because those Gen Zers, In my business, we call them cuspers. That's the new word for them because they're right between millennials and Generation Z. This all digital, my own ideas is that I just made up are the most important because they're my ideas. Generation. Kyrie was raised by one of me. He was raised by a dude with principles that go beyond, like just the way we operate and talk to each other. All the niceties when the mission is being done, when he crosses that line, is gone. Off the court, he's one of them. Like, he's 26 years old. He's a firm millennial. And millennials have crazy ideas. They believe crazy things. They've completely abandoned science. And their truth is more important than the truth. So that's a odd mix when you're with a bunch of other kids and you got to lead them. You got to go from being a selfish millennial to being the elder statesman to these cuspers. Right? It's like when Kobe was trying to talk to Melo and LeBron and especially D'Angelo Russell's generation, right? Those guys, like, that was just a weird situation to be put in. Because Kobe was a 90s, like, Kobe had, you know what I'm saying, old school, new school rules. You know what I mean? Like, there was principalities to how Kobe played ball. The Mamba wasn't with all that. And so when he was in Boston and he would get angry and he basically had that cutthroat pseudo Mamba mentality to him. Jason Tatum wasn't trying to hit, like, he's trying to look gangster and be soft. Jason Tatum is lining up for participation rings. Jaylen Brown is a meme creator. This is a other generation that want to do different things. And Kyrie had just left the situation with the Cavs with a bunch of 30-year-olds. And he was trying to break free. But now on the Nets, the Nets got some different breeds on it. Like, there's not many Spencer Dinwiddie's walking around. Like, Spencer Dinwiddie, Siri as we call him in these parts. He's looking at his crypto wallet. He's got several different interests. Kyrie would tell him the flat earth nonsense, and Spencer would look at Kyrie like, you know what? Well, let's analyze this. MIT's not too far away. Let's hop into the Tesla and let's jet out. Let's go look at a couple of heavenly bodies real time using their live feed from the Hubble telescope. Yeah, I think MIT has the ability to control it remotely. They also have access to satellite imagery. Let's confirm. Jaylen Brown, he's working on his waves all the time. His edge up just has to be so perfect. He can't have time to hear this flat earth nonsense. Kyrie's a free thinker, man. Right? But that's off the court. On the court, that man is a cold-blooded killer. He scored on 3 Timberwolves. They all fell. Kyrie might weigh 79 pounds. I don't know. He's not even 6'3". He's 6'2". Unlike D'Angelo, though, he's built different. He's actually solid from the waist down. Like, pause. Kyrie has a nice foundation to him physically. The boy doesn't miss leg day. Right? But what I saw last night, I saw the thing from what we saw last night. The takeaway from that has to be when you take a deep breath. Oh, fuck. Kevin Durant is going to be added to that. Lord have mercy. Brooklyn, you are adding that player to Kevin Durant. And oh, by the way, Karis LeVert is nice too. Especially when his mind is right. His mind wasn't right all the way last night. Like you saw, like Karis, when he just balls, he's like a weird mix of you know, Jamal Crawford and Pat Beverly. It's weird. Like he even looks like Jamal Crawford and Pat Beverly's baby. Karis is a street ball player that's 6'7", athletic, but he's not really gonna dunk on you. Like Karis isn't a physical player. He's a finesse player, but he's a staunch defensive player, right? He's a great shooter, but for some reason, he's inconsistent. Karis has everything. Like, my wife calls Karis LeVert our son-in-law. She doesn't know that's my illegitimate son from the Midwest. Don't tell nobody. But every time she sees him, she's like, I'm not going to be able to comb them baby's hair, but Karis could marry my daughter. Like, Karis can't marry my daughter, just to make that clear. Like that. That's not on deck at all. Let's just be clear with that. However, but it is a cute joke because Karis has everything. If the Nets win, he is our Derek Jeter. Regardless of how much we love KD, right? This is his town if he wants it. If he wants it, this is his town. Statue on deck, 2025. Just win. Win a championship in New York. Right now, the Brooklyn people don't believe. Our crowd still doesn't know what to do. Me and Bam talked about it. It was a brilliant conversation, but technical difficulties. I'm an idiot. But the part we did get is entertaining. You hear that later. So, Karis is our Derek Jeter. There's no two ways about it. He is the face. He's the good guy. And you know what? Behind the scenes, he might be a wild for the night. Because you never really know. Right? But he's the all shucks Midwestern